Well, that was quite the night. I was, let me see, almost killed, happy, and soaked at the same time, which doesn't happen very often outside of the shower, and then frustrated. So, I guess start off the night with White Tiger. I'd sent a note out to our partners on the White Tiger group of what happened with White Tiger. Bit of a scary situation. It doesn't happen very often. So, White Tiger's been super comfortable in the shoes we have on him. Once in a while, you'll see horses lose a shoe, right? The shoe will come flying off. It happens. Happens all the time. Doesn't necessarily mean they're going to make a break or anything happens from it. But tonight was a rarity in the sense that he caught the shoe going into the first turn. He put a step in, and I was like, I don't want him to run. I'm not going to push him off his feet. I just backed him into the hole. And then down the backstretch, he gapped off a bit, which he does, but he felt comfortable. And I didn't want to rev him up. I figured that we were going to work out a good trip behind Greek or somebody, Chris Christoforou was going to work out well. I got him moving, and at that point, I was like, Chris is taking his time. I'm okay being first over from right here. And I revved him up, and I put him in gear, and then Chris came out underneath me. Well, he just was taking his time. And at that point, Tiger switched gears a little bit. He seemed fine. And I felt him grab that shoe. And I looked down right away, because usually when they grab a shoe like that, the shoe comes off. Now I'm like, I hope it doesn't come off. But in hindsight, I wish it had of. He grabbed the shoe, put that first step in. I'm like, whoa, oh, geez. And then the next, about 2 strides later, he grabbed it again. But this time he caught it good. And he almost tipped over the apple cart. Not very often the shoe stays on the horse's foot. I don't know what our blacksmith is shoeing the horses with or what he's putting the shoes on with, but those are some durable nails. Like I said, very rarely you'll see that happen, but it did tonight, and he almost went down in a heap. And, I thought it's so funny. I knew what had happened. I thought first, actually, I didn't know. First, I thought it was such a violent, I was going to say break, but it wasn't a break. It happened so violently, I thought that maybe he caught a strap in the elbow boot, but upon further review, it's impossible. There's no possible way that could have happened. So, that tick that I heard the second time, that's him grabbing that shoe. And it didn't come off. And it was almost a bad situation that it didn't. So, the funny part of it was, here's a horse that has spent his entire life from time to time making stupid breaks in dumb places for no particular reason. Had every reason on earth to make a break tonight and decided not to. So, that's how sure-footed White Tiger is right now. Obviously disappointed, a little frustrated. Amy was asking me, what can we do? He was trotting great. I don't really want to change much. We could put a set of bell boots on him. Not really, can't really protect that. Everybody says, bell boots are to protect the flesh, the hoof. That's what bell boots are for. They're not really to protect that back of the shoe area. There's a special boot you can use called a grab boot, but they're more for pacers. Pacers will come up and shear that shoe off more times than not. Now, some of them, they'll catch them, the clappy-gated ones, they'll catch them and grab them. But trotters climb at it, right? And that when they hit it, it's a little more, as I said, violent when they do it. Hit it, pull the shoe off. But that grab boot, theoretically, it would work good, but I don't think it would in this particular case. Now, the bell boots, although they wouldn't protect the shoe area, so to speak, somebody said, well, you can leave them hang down. Let's just don't. Never do that. Ever do that. Trim them to where they're sitting just a little bit off the ground, right? You don't want bell boots that are too big and cumbersome. In fact, I would trim these up quite a bit, because we're not really looking to protect a whole lot. We're just maybe looking to snap that foot over, change that gait just a hair. So maybe if you've seen the light black pair of bell boots that you can buy sometimes, Jax makes them. They're very hard to come by from time to time. They're very light, very flexible. Just if they sit right on the foot, trim them up a little bit. I think that would be enough for that not to happen again. Was it the surface? Was his shoes looked in good condition? His feet didn't look long, so I can't really blame anything for it happening. But for a second, it I almost left a rosebud for the diaper lady. It was very, very close to happening.
I find that when the flip-flops are cut in the middle or cut out, it's a lot flimsier. So you can really peel back that.
It is, but if it was that easy to peel it back, you would have ripped it right off. I've seen horses rip flip-flops right off the shoe, and all that's left's the shoe. And I've seen horses time and time again rip the shoe right off. Just catch that flip-flop, pull it right off. But he was trotting great. The horse, I dare say I was a winner. The horse I was loaded with trot, and the horse that slid out into my position went to the winner's circle. So I don't think it's unfair for me to say he was a winner. He was, in my mind. So I think next week, rather than make any drastic changes and do this and do that, make sure the horse's shoes are sharp and they're clearly on tight, and maybe just go back. He wore bell boots forever. Maybe go back if we can find a nice black set of Jack's bell boots, trim them up, just so maybe they have. It may sound silly to you that it would change the horse's gait, but you're only talking about missing by the width of a quarter, or a very, very tiny amount. So, although I don't think there's any super changes needed, that could have actually turned out bad tonight. We're lucky it didn't. I'm lucky it didn't. And White Tiger wasn't worse for anywhere afterwards. He was fine, looking good, feeling good. Now, Locatelli, I know that Nelly had put the hobbles on him, and there was no doubt in my mind I was going to pull them in tonight. He was not making a break on me tonight. I pulled him in quite a bit, and it began to pour. My favorite weather, as you know. It began, a monsoon arrived just as we went on the track. So I'm miserable to begin with. I don't want to be on the track. I don't want to be in the race. I don't want to be there with Locatelli. And but I am. My job to drive, suck it up, drive the horse. So it was the funniest thing. Like, I didn't want to put him on the gate. I told you guys sometimes he's a little funny switching gears at the gate, so I wanted to bring him up into position. The bugger wouldn't go up in there. That was pouring rain. It was muddy. There was two horses on either side. For whatever reason, he didn't want to go up in there, and I didn't want to push him. So one made a break, another made a break. It ended up good. I got away right behind Chris again where I wanted to be. Ended up second over. It looked like Trevor was long gone. And Chris Christopher's horse run him down, and as he was running him down, I was running him down, another 10 feet, well, another couple of feet. I'm second. I think I might have beat Chris's horse, but Chris's horse is a nice horse too. Raced very, very well. Locatelli, now, pay attention to what I'm about to tell you. Harry has done the right thing. He's managed his horse perfectly. He's got some stakes coming up, and you might say, well, tonight's race was a long way from X. You're right. But when you're at this level, and when you're trying to put that specialized, top-end performance athlete muscle on a horse, it takes time. You saw with Kings County, right? Kings County just broke the track record, 51-4. But if you would have went way back when we went in 56 in Miami Valley with him, he didn't look like any open trotter, and he certainly didn't look like a 51 trotter. It takes time. It's like a kid coming out of high school, going into university, college, then potentially going into A, AA, AAA, the major leagues. It all takes time. You can't just pack it on. And it's the same with horses. That high-end, high-level muscle. And Locatelli has it, and has room for it, and will put it on. It takes time. So these are all steps to get him there. Open bridle on tonight. Harry's always easy and protective with him. When push comes to shove and we get him in these races, and this isn't the last year, Locatelli's going to stay with us for a while. When we get him in these bigger races and start turning him loose and letting him race and do his best, and as he starts slowly putting that muscle on that he needs, you're going to see a good horse. So put the running hood on him, probably. Put the running hood on him, have James drive him. Let his hobbles out. I had them in quite a bit tonight. He wasn't running on me. Not tonight. I think the Locatelli we all expected. You saw a glimpse of him tonight. It's going to take time, one brick at a time, and tonight was one of those very important bricks. So the horse raced very, very good. I'm very happy with Locatelli, and I think he's on his way to being the horse we want him to. Remember, this is his second start back, and it's August, September, October, November, December. We got this horse straight through. That guy can't park there. Where the hell is he going? We got this horse straight through the fall, the winter. The timing is great for Locatelli to do exactly what. And I'm not trying to tell you that he's going to go out and win the Canadian Trotting Classic. I think he's going to race against some of those horses throughout the fall. I think we're going to have a lot of fun with this horse, and I think he's going to be a good horse for us. And All that comes from the management and the care of Nellie and her mom and Harry's barn. They've done a great job with this horse. He was very, very good tonight. Now, Globetrotting had popped a quarter crack middle of the week. It didn't look like it was bothering her that much. Hanging on the left line a little bit. And when I pulled up, I didn't realize that it had bled a little bit. And I'd almost, I was angry because James had said 3 weeks ago or 4 weeks ago, put the hobbles back in this filly. And I get mad at James. I'm like, listen, just drive the mare and shut your mouth type thing. Kind of. In a very loving, brotherly way, of course. And I pulled up and I thought, I mumbled to myself, put the hobbles back in this thing. Yeah. And then I come off the track and I'm like, well, it rained, it poured. Did she tie up? She is prone to it a little bit. She might have a little bit. Might have been a little stiff. But then Amy said that quarter crack was bleeding. Popped a quarter crack. So now the track at Mohawk, when it rains that hard, it just turns to pavement. That's why you saw as soon as the rain let up, that mile and 52 in the grassroots, and then a mile and 53. The track just turns to a speedway. It's hard on their feet. So we'll draw the blood on Globetrotting tomorrow. Listen, it was just a quarter crack. Simple fix. From my standpoint, unfortunately for me, I am going to side with James on this and say, yeah, maybe it's time to put the hobbles. She's close. When she's great, doesn't need hobbles. She starts veering down into the low 90 percentile, she needs hobbles. So if her blood comes back good, which it may not, or she may have tied up a little bit tonight. It wasn't a lot if she did, but she may have tied up a little bit tonight with the inclement weather and everything going on. It's possible. And if she did, we'll deal with that. If it's a quarter crack, we'll deal with that. And if it's just a quarter crack and a little bit of gait, we can throw the hobbles back on her. But either way, I wasn't impressed with Globetrotting tonight, but there could have been more than enough reasons. A quarter crack could be more than enough reason. Factor in a number of other things that I just said, that it could be either way. She's not far from being that 53, 27 flat, or 27 on the end of it. We need consistency from this filly. I didn't see it tonight. I'll give her a pass. We'll draw our blood and see what's going on with her. So that's what took place tonight. I got a busy week ahead. For those of you heading to the Meadowlands, we are late to the party. We are late to the show, so to speak. I did have Kelly reach out to the Meadowlands and see if we could get a table. I find it really hard to believe that we can get a table on Hambletonian Day during Hambletonian week. It's unlikely. We may just have to congregate like gypsies on the tarmac of the Meadowlands. But you know what? Saturday is one of the rare days in my summer where I don't have a lot to do. So I may actually go. I might take Amy and go down to the Meadowlands for the morning. This is something we shouldn't miss, right? I shouldn't miss this. Carter Michael Dio is a horse that we developed, we bought, we developed. We worked through some problems. He's continuing to work on them, but obviously he's impressed Ron Burke and Dexter Dunn. The leading trainer and driver in the world are going with our horse on Saturday. We should be there. So I'm going to do my best to get there. Friday, super excited. Brace for Landing is going to race at the Meadows. Landing Strip is going to race at the Meadows. And for those of you hearing it for the first time, Cutie Cumber is going to race at the Meadows also on Friday. So a big day for me. Now, it's never easy. There's always tough decisions to make. There is one difficult decision I have to make on Friday, and a lot of people might be upset, maybe not, maybe they're happy. I can't drive Sweet on Pete on Friday. I'm going to stay in Northfield Wednesday morning. I have to come back here and then go back for Wednesday night. But I'm going to stay Wednesday morning, train Sweet on Pete. We did make some shoeing adjustments with her for Scioto. I'm going to train her on Wednesday morning. Make sure that she seems good, feels good. I believe Tony Hall is listed on the filly. Now, if by chance they don't go with that pop-up series and Brace for Landing and Landing Strip and Cutie Cumber are not in, then by all means, I'll be happy to rush down to Scioto and drive the filly. But for now, it looks like I am scheduled at the Meadows on Friday. So Thursday, we get Swinging Senorita, trying to get our other fillies back on track. I know it's been frustrating, but that is how it is in horse racing. Swinging Senorita Thursday, Meadows on Friday, and our boy Carter Michael Dio, hopefully some celebrations in the Meadowlands on Saturday. So that is what's coming up this week. Today, obviously, we sold some horses. I'm going to send her a note. We did retain Look at That Cat There will be some shares. It's only fair to everybody. I should put them up and allow people to buy in. He is going to be entered in the condition claimer on Sunday at Georgian. If it doesn't go, I might just turn him out in the field and focus on the fall and the winter with Look at That Cat. Unfortunately, there's just not a lot of classes for him right now. That's why he's up for sale today. Mark and Melissa Beckwith said, it's hard for us just to watch him have to race against better horses, and don't blame them. They're 100% right. That's what I said. It's not fair to them. So he was sold technically, but we did retain him at the stable with their blessing. He'll be entered for Sunday. Columbus was also retained simply because we had a group of people that owned Columbus, and I can't argue with them. Columbus looked flashy right up until the point I let Donnie Devine go the other night, and then when I did, Donnie Irvine. What the hell's wrong with me? Yeah. Donnie Irvine go the other night, and when I did, he just dropped a bit. Just green, stupid stuff. But he did have a flashy gait right up until then. I told everybody that wanted to stay in on this horse, listen, I cannot vouch for him. I'm done vouching for Columbus. He still feels like he lacks that killer instinct. Will that come with growth and maturity? Possible. It's very possible it could. There were glimmers of talent, as I like to say, from him. But we did sell we did sell Hill Street Blues. We did sell Magical Tom. We did sell Century Invictus. And we did sell who's that one? Hill Street Blues, Magical Tom, Century Invictus. World Bank. World Bank was sold. Great day today at the track in the afternoon. A little bit of luck. You always need that. Cunning Connie got a lifetime mark 204 in Dresden, winning at Grassroots. Old Czech was a winner. And also, who else raced? Horse was second. Leaps and Bounds, second and 56 and 4 off 3 weeks. Big mile from that filly. Big mile from that filly. Great job by Jason and Johnny again in Kentucky. So, you're all up to date. All up to date with everything that took place today. I'll bring you guys some videos throughout the week. We got a lot of horses racing in different places. I got to check the schedule too. For me, tomorrow I got to qualify Sir Strong. Got to qualify my big boy, Twin B Habanero. I got to school How the Hell, and yes, then I have to head directly to Cleveland for the afternoon. Got some work to do there. And then back here Wednesday morning, back to Cleveland Wednesday afternoon. It's not a bad drive. It's 4 hours, not the end of the world. So with that, I'll let you guys go. Hope you had a good day. Kind of not a great night at Mohawk. White Tiger was good. That's not something he'll do often. But hats off to him for not making a break. Showed a lot of determination, so good for him. Locatelli was fantastic. Globetrotting popped a quarter crack. We'll draw our blood tomorrow. We'll get to the bottom of that. So with that, I'll let you go. Have a great night, rest of your night. The whole 53 minutes of it. Take care.